All right, listen, disappointing loss. Credit, credit Central Florida. They're one of the better teams we played the whole year. We knew that when we played them a month ago at our place. One of the best defensive teams. Some tremendous perimeter guys there, and Taylor and Dawkins and front court guys. Just a really strong all-around team. We dug too deep of a hole in the first half for ourselves. It felt like just the start that we got to the game. We got some great looks in that first 3 to 4 minutes. Jalen got a great look at three. Tyler had a couple great looks. Josh had a couple point-blank things that I think kind of unnerved us a little bit early. And you just can't get behind on the road to a team that's that good, that veteran, that seasoned. And then obviously when we were coming late, they answered with those late shot clock runners that they hit. Disappointed in the loss, but proud of our guys. I feel like they emptied the tank, but if we played a better first half, especially a better start to the game, this was one that I think we might have had a chance to steal.
Yeah. The Cincinnati game, overtime, tonight, you feel like the team is gradually getting closer to kind of breaking through for that road, elusive road victory?
Yeah, I just think, just as a program, the development, obviously it's hard for any big to score well against Taco and this front line, but just the development of Josh, how hard he played, 11 rebounds, Tyler's development in a month, Jalen Adams' development, but just the team's development. We played these guys a month ago without Tariq, and they kind of manhandled us and beat us by double figures at home, and without Al Tariq and without really able to play a lot of guys today, it kind of looked to me like they were kind of, just kind of hanging on against us, there late. If we had a little bit more depth and I was able to, rest some guys a little bit more, we might have had a better finish in us. So I think we've come a long way, but there's no moral victories at UConn. Their wins and their losses, and that's a tough loss for us.
Yeah, and I know that the words you've used throughout the year, like culture and grit and not caving in when things start to snowball. Is tonight, do you see that attitude that you're looking for tonight, that perseverance that you're looking for?
Yeah, I think it's really since the Villanova game, or at least the last 16 minutes of the Villanova game, it hasn't reared its ugly head, with the exception of the game at Tulsa. My birthday massacre there. But yeah, we've been different. We played, we played really hard against Central Florida at first. We just didn't play. We just couldn't score and couldn't make shots. So I just, the first stage of taking a program, rebuilding it from not a good team and to hopefully a championship level at some point, is learning how to compete, learning how to fight. And I think you could see that in our team right now. But again, it's I guess on some level I feel real good about it. I'll feel good when I watch the tape, but it's an empty feeling because we lost.
Was Al very close to going, or did you kind of know that he was going to take at least one off, maybe two?
Yeah, no, Al hasn't practiced, at all. Hasn't taken any shots, so he's still just trying to work through some discomfort there. So we'll see how he feels tomorrow. But obviously, this guy's got a long, great career ahead of him, so I want to be real smart with that guy. He's been through a lot.
What can you say about Jalen's second half performance to bring you guys back?
Yeah, that's what Jalen Adams is capable of. I think he, listen, whenever you're losing, the head coach and the best player are going to take the hits. And coming off the Villanova and the Central Florida performance, as much as you could say I'm going to block out the noise, you could feel the noise around our program, the disappointment in the team, the disappointment in his play. And if you look at statistically what he's done since that Central Florida game, he's played as good as anyone in the league. And that's what he's capable of. And he's practiced, he's been diligent in practice, he's been focused, and that's the type of player he is. The only thing, that he's got to eliminate are those turnovers today, the 7 turnovers. He's too good to dribble into some of those positions that he tried to dribble into, but that's also a function of people ganging up on him because he doesn't have tons of offensive help around him.
How good technically? For yours and Christian's for that.
We're on to East Carolina. Hey, Teddy's a great ref. We had great officials today. I thought, obviously it's hard to overcome 36-13 free throw discrepancy now. No, I don't know. Ask Johnny what he said when he comes in here. I don't know. I didn't think it was that bad, but we got to find a way though, especially when we play these really physical teams like Cincinnati and Central Florida. I'm not sure what the discrepancy was in those games, but there's got to be something either that we're doing defensively or we're not doing offensively, where we're against really physical defensive teams, big teams that we're getting outshot at the free throw line so much.
Any other questions, guys?
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we got BJ Taylor, Cesar DeJesus. Questions when you're ready.
BJ, can you talk a little bit about what the momentum was like when Aubrey came up at the top of the key and hit the three with I think like minute 33 left?
Yeah, I think UConn had it going at that time. They was still making their run, and they was able to get in the paint, so the defense didn't give one of our best shooters a good shot, and that that was a big shot for us because it killed their momentum, and it got got things back going our way.
Did you guys talk about running that before it happened, or did you just kind of see him wide open behind you?
Yeah. It was a read. We run our ball screen play to me at the top, and the guys on the team were always making me aware that they open at times. So that was a good play to get all open shot.
What was the message? You had multiple timeouts because the first half y'all strangled them defensively. I think you had them like 33%. Jalen Adams only had 5. He ends up with 27. They got hot, obviously. What was kind of the message to kind of like, hey, we got to figure out, how to squeeze this out?
We all just decided as a team. Even coach told us in the huddle, just play hard on defense, cut his water off, make all his shots hard. That's what we did.
Caesar, you had a pretty good second half of the season before there. Had success running down.
No, I was just making plays I can make. I felt confident. My teammates trusted me with the ball, so I just went out there and played my game.
Talking about the defense you guys played on Jalen Adams, DJ, in the first half and then in the second half, what was different? Was it just a playmaker making plays in the second half?
Yeah, you got to give him credit. He made some tough shots out there. A couple of shots he made, like 17 feet over, Taco's hand. That's a big hand to shoot over. He made a corner step back, fall out of bounds 3 on all one time, and he made some tough shots. You gotta give him credit. He played well tonight, but most important thing is coming out with a victory. So that's all we care about.
Does it feel good to cleanse the palate with this one?
Yeah, for sure. Our whole thing, after Memphis game was to get right. We had to come back and get back to being who we were and get back winning. Coach talked about us going through adversity with Memphis, and we wanted to come out here and get a win tonight. It was real good to have Siege being himself out there. You know what I'm saying? He gave us big buckets out there. That was huge for us.
Can you guys talk a little bit about the bench? 23-4 advantage there, and it kind of was big difference.
Yeah.
How big were they?
Yeah, Chad was great. He came off the bench, did his thing. He had a huge putback dunk there towards the end of the game. Frank came and played well for us. But off the bench tonight, it was C's. When C's get going, he do his thing going to the cup. He one of the toughest players to guard, in our entire conference. A lot of people don't know that, but he is. He's tough to guard. He's tough to keep out the paint. You saw tonight, can nobody check him out there. So, when he gets coming off the bench and give us that kind of spark, it's tough to defend us.
Caesar, can you talk about your driving game? It seems like that's something you always have every game, your ability to drive and make buckets in the paint.
It's just part of my game. I grew up in New York. We dribble the ball. We attack the rim a lot, so I guess it's just something I grew up doing.
Huge game a week from tonight. How important will it be that you get this full week to get ready for Houston when they come in?
Yeah, we gotta, be happy about this tonight, and then tomorrow, we'll be moved on to Houston. They've been playing real well all season. Ranked team in the country, but we we got a lot of motivation. I mean, you know, that was our last game of the season for us last year at the Amway Center, and you know, we haven't forgot that. So I mean, they got a really good team, really good ball club. They've been playing real well all season, but you know, we looking forward to that challenge.
A week to get ready for them, though, beneficial.
Oh, for sure. I mean, anytime you know you get time to prepare for a good team is good. You know, I'm sure we'll be able to lock in and key in on what they like to do out there. But I mean, we're gonna be pretty anxious with a week off. You know, we wish we could have them tomorrow, to be honest with you. But I mean, we got a week, so you know, we just gotta lock in on their tendencies and things like that, and you're ready to go.
Obviously, a big game next week. How big will it be for Night Nation to come out and support you guys in such a big game?
I mean, they were really good tonight. The student section was great. But yeah, we need to pack that thing in next week. I mean, Night Nation's been really good. It was really good tonight, and we need tomorrow. I mean, next Thursday we need to sell that thing out, man. I mean, because we gonna give them a fight, we gonna give them a show, so they need to come out and support next week.
How much are you guys priding yourself? Obviously, the cliche thing is like, we do want to defend home court, but you guys have lost one game, I think 10 straight at home. How much does it mean to you? I mean, this is Orlando, this is where you're from, y'all going out. How big and important is that for you all to defend home court the rest of the way?
It's really important. Our identity is defense, so we can't let any other team just come in here in our house and disrespect the score buckets on us. So we just lay it all out on defense, let the offense take care of itself.
Anything else?
Shit, fellas. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys.
Well, I knew it was going to be a great game. They have, just terrific guard play, a great coach, and they played that way, especially in the second half. I thought Jalen Adams, he's one of the best guards in our league, of course, and one of the best guards in the nation. And I think he showed that in the second half especially. And I just really, having coached against him for the amount of years I've coached against him, that young man has got a chance to be special. For us, I thought the first half defense was some of the best, first half defense that we played all year. I think we held them to 22 points in the first half. Took a great effort for that. They're a high-scoring team, and to hold them to 22 says a lot about our guys. I thought we came out focused. I thought our guys really were locked in defensively in the first half, and we were able to build a lead because of that.
You touched on the start a little bit, but it was obvious it was totally different from the last timeout.
No, absolutely. It was we got off to a good start. I thought our energy was there. I thought our defensive intensity was there, and and it was a focus. So and that's what you have to have. And I thought it was started by our upperclassmen. I thought our seniors led. I thought BJ and Taco, I think especially early in the game, really established themselves and established how we were going to play that game, and that's what we have to have.
In that second half, well, with Jalen the entire night guarding him, you started out I think with Terrell a lot in the first half, and then the second half you were sending a bunch of guys, tried to get different guys on with
sending everybody,
Dayon and BJ, but how does he get off in the second half like that? Is it just a good shooter making plays?
He's a terrific college player. Like I said, I believe he's going to play at the next level. I think he's that talented, and it's going to be hard to stop a player like that. What does he go tonight? He goes 9 for 22. So when a guy like that is taking that many shots, he's going to make some of those shots. He's too good not to, and that's what you saw tonight. He's been on a tear. If you look at his last 4 or 5 game stats, they're right up there with anybody in the country. He's probably scoring about 22 points a game, shooting 40+% from behind the arc. He's on a tear right now, and we thought we did a great job of containing him in the first half. Then I was like, oh no, at the shot when we were in zone, just to close the half. I'm like, oh no, he's open and hit one. I'm like, now we're gonna see if it snowballs. And unfortunately it did. He really got going. But I give our guys a lot of credit because I thought they made a lot of those shots difficult. And he's just a really good player who made difficult shots.
Can you speak about what Caesar was able to do tonight, coming up with a big performance?
I thought Caesar was terrific tonight. It was great to see Caesar be Caesar. And I commented on that in the locker room after the game. I thought he was back to being the player that he was last year. He's aggressive, attacking the basket, making the right play, either finishing or dropping it off to our bigs for finishes. And that's who he is. And it's good to see him get in that game and make that type of contribution. And I think that's going to continue to help him now as we go forward as well.
You just really need a game like this because it just seems like he wasn't the player that we saw in flashes last year.
Exactly. His role has been different. He was a guy, you remember, he started almost every game last season. And now, your role has changed. And with that, there's an adjustment. We're 20 games in, and and he's making that adjustment. I mean, he started and played pretty much as many minutes as he wanted to play last year, and this year, he's not playing as many minutes. He's not in the same role starting the game off. And so for some young people, it takes time to get comfortable in that role, but he is, and it was great to see him respond to that.
That really clutch three from your son Aubrey. BJ drove and kicked it back. Do you practice that, or is that just BJ having the awareness to recognize he was open?
No, we're fortunate also. I think we have an NBA caliber guard, and that's who BJ is, similar to their Jalen Adams. And we count on to make plays like that. Now, that's not anything we practice. BJ drew everybody in when he sucked the defense in on penetration, and he found the right guy. Aubrey was right there open, following, coming from behind him. He had great vision, found him, gave him a perfect pass, and then Aubrey does what he does. I mean, he has the ability to knock down those shots, and he did.
At least in the first half, you talk about the advantage you guys had in the paint. I think you had 18 to 20 paint points just in the first half alone. Just talk about how that worked for you in the first half.
No, that was important for us. We wanted to establish our inside game. As you know, Wes, that's kind of how we play. Especially as big as our front line is, Taco and Colin and Chad. So we wanted to do that. That was part of us getting in the paint, storing it into those guys. The other part was BJ being BJ, being aggressive, getting downhill, getting into the lane, and making plays.
Coach, a big part of the success of your team this season has been that you haven't lost back-to-back games. Can you speak a little bit about the resiliency of your team?
Well, I think it says a lot about our guys. I mean, the ability to bounce back is important. A lot of times you can have a hangover after a loss, and our guys have had the unique ability to move forward. Not live in the past, and hopefully we can continue to do that. Because that's important to be able to move forward, win or lose. Like this game is over tonight, we have to move forward no matter what. And our guys have been mature, in that respect.
A week to get ready for Houston, is that an advantage because of who you're playing, or when you're on a roll you want to keep going?
Well, I mean, I hadn't really thought about it other than we're excited to be playing this time of year. The next time we play, we'll be in February, and that's a great time of year to play basketball. The games are going to be so meaningful for everyone. You're going to see a lot of teams playing with a great desperation, and I love that. We'll be one of those teams playing that way, and that's exciting. And so, the week off, we'll have a chance to practice some. We'll have a chance to probably get a little healthy for some of our guys who may have been a little banged up. So I think some recovery will be good for us before we play. But we're looking forward to competing.
But when you're in that nitty-gritty part of the schedule, the covered schedule, to have 7 days to get ready for one team, does that take away from anything else that you're trying to?
Well, whenever you take away that long, when you take that type of time off, the thing that you're always concerned about is just the fact you hadn't been playing any games, is getting started again, because it's different, practice and games. And so, you have to, your approach in practice has to be one in which your guys are going to be ready to go when they tip up. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure our guys are prepared. We're going to be as sharp as we can be. And we're going to play with a lot of energy. And that's going to be the goal for starting off that game for us.
Seemed like the energy in the building was better tonight. How important will that be going forward, especially next week against Houston?
We need everybody out. Our community needs to be out. I mean, our student body needs to be out. I've said it for the 20th time since I've been coaching here. We're not going to do it by ourselves. It's going to take our community and our student body to make this happen. And they were great. I mean, tonight was amazing. I thought the energy was great. Our student section was almost full, and I thought the building had a good crowd. So that's what we have to have. If we have that, we won't disappoint you. We're gonna come out and play with pride every night, for UCF and for Orlando.
Only your second Tech here as a head coach. Only I think fourth of your head coaching career.
Well, I've only been here 3 years, so that's almost one a year, huh?
But what did you think about the Tech there?
I got a little emotional about what was, about some things that was going on out there, and I just, I probably have to do a little better job of keeping my calm, but, I thought my players responded in kind. I thought they really rallied behind that and gave us a big lift.
Anything else?
Thank you, Coach.
Appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.